Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Kevin Drina. This is Kim Cordoso, and we just successfully completed Vibe and Vitality, our first monthly meetup here in Medford, New Jersey. If you don't know, you got to know Studio 67. There's all kinds of fun events going on there, from healthcare to fitness to comedy and concerts, even ballet. That being in glass blowing, I've learned. But we're talking about health, wellness, vibe, vitality, energy, and we just had our first monthly meetup. It was August 21st. Is that right, Kim?
That is right. Yes.
And kind of share a little bit about what vibe and vitality, what's our focus, what's our aim, and what was your experience of the first session?
Well, such a pleasure, Kevin, to be doing it with you, and such a great opportunity to bring the holistic community together. And this was our inaugural event, and I felt like it went really well. And we were kind of sharing our passion for this vibe and vitality, and to really get the word out of how much there is to learn and embrace in the holistic world, and having a community, bringing people together, and just that support. I mean, I don't know about you, but there were some really powerful stories that people had shared. We have a lot of our own stories, but when the participants were sharing some of their stories, I think it really brought that connection together just right from that first session, where people felt like, wow, like other people are going through some, similar struggles that I am, and what are the options out there that can help me in the most natural way possible.
Yeah, I was really actually taken by in a positive surprise kind of way of when we got to that certain point in the conversation after we had shared some of the things that were on the tables around us, the openness people started helping each other in the conversation. One question led to a little kind of like side discussion of what I was prepared to talk about, and I was really kind of frameworking the concepts of the overall view of what is holistic health. And someone asked a very pointed question. If you remember, one of the Stephanies that was there, it's so funny how this patterns of things. Though they responded because she had experience of overcoming something similar, yet not the same, but similar, and with experience and her life's wisdom was able to. So I don't even know what exactly she said, but it like helped the woman shift, and we got to you know collectively uh, provide bits and pieces of information that helped that woman that night. And I don't know exactly her status today, though
Yeah.
it was very profound. It was touching, it was emotional, it was deep. At the same time, there was a warmness to it that we experienced, and I felt like the whole evening shifted at that point, and then more positive things continued to unfold after that.
For sure. I mean, there was so much power behind that, and we can't always anticipate what's going to happen each time because it was kind of so organic. And to just be able to not just, hear people's stories, but then I think what makes Vibe and Vitality unique is we're not just talking about things, like we're giving experiences, we're giving
Yeah.
hands-on experiences, and the participants got to experience different methods or technologies. We got to demonstrate the inner voice technology as one of those participants, and it was, that was powerful to not just talk about it, but to actually experience it. And that's what I love about doing this.
Well, that moment when this is the emotional, the hidden emotions that were revealed in the demonstration of this technology that we did. And when we played the healing tone that was generated in response to that person's voice, and it also connected to other people, which is
Hmm.
absolutely fascinating because they needed it too,
Yeah.
was what I now know. However, it generated the openness and that connection in such a great way, and it kind of it really just uh, highlighted for me the feelings that are generated in a real live experience, not just over a Zoom call or something like
100%.
this. It's
100%.
something that was palpable, and we could all feel it. I mean, it was
And we know through science that our heart fields are going out, and other people are picking up on our fields, and they can really benefit, right? By, we can lift others, and be there as a community, and nothing beats that in-person communication
Well,
and
and the
connection.
more and more we look at, what makes somebody well, what are the causes of health, right? Versus the opposite kind of questioning. And community is a huge part of that. And being able to share and be heard and be respected and be around people who are also engaged in that kind of interest, the natural things of life, or what are the alternative sciences and researchers saying out there. And I dare use that word anymore, alternative, because what we're finding out, it's really the original healthcare systems that are coming forward with data and evidence and yes, new iterations of how they're applied. And that's the beautiful part. And that's where we get to do the things that you and I know that we love to do and turn people
I
on to
love to
these
see
things.
that light bulb go off, right? I'm a former teacher, but I can see it in these workshops where people are just like, wow, like I didn't know that. Like that's incredible. Like to see that response and that reaction of, just igniting, not just curiosity, but maybe some hope for people
Yeah.
that feel stuck, that can't kind of get out of a circle of dis-ease, right? We
Yeah.
want to get
Yeah.
them back unstuck.
So I kind of want to share what we're doing a little more in depth. We have different topics every month. The third Thursday, doors open at 6:45. We're hoping to start promptly at 7. And online registration ahead of time to reserve your seat is highly recommended. There's an additional $5 fee at the door. With that being said, the format, we're teaching a skill every time that people are arriving, and it takes a few seconds, though this skill can help transform someone's life by itself if as one begins to do it on a more regular basis. However, with that being said, we have two segments of conversation, different topics that we're presenting. We have our sponsors in the middle of that, where we get to experience things and try things, and well, in one instance, I don't know if I told you, Kim, one of the women that were there connected with another woman that had used that regenerative farm food products, and now she's doing it for her issues. That for every human, there's always going to be a digestive and gut health component for sure, and the nutritional density that she's now going to be getting. But she was so moved by a few of the stories that were shared, which is the synchronicity, by the way, pause. The synchronicity was over the top in so many ways that night.
Totally. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
back to the story. Now she's getting something that she didn't know existed, although she's been looking for solutions to get better quality foods in her body. And it turned more people on to a resource. And so she got to experience, she got to taste it, she got to learn about it, she got to ask questions that weren't from me and you, which is,
Yeah.
I love that when other people that were there had experience with something that we were sharing completely independent. And then we had our closing where we reconnected to our authentic self, our heart space. We did that exercise that you helped guide us through, which I love, and
Yes, yes. I mean, my only complaint is it goes so
it's
quick.
so
Like
fast.
I
Yeah.
could have hung out another couple hours there. But there's so much, and it's very dynamic. It's constantly moving and shifting, and I love that about, what we're doing here.
Which is the nature of nature. It's the nature of nature. It's the nature of what it is to live in that holistic lifestyle. There's things structurally, mental, emotionally, by the biochemistry of life, the energies of life. And if we're unaware of those topics, there's so much all of a sudden that shows up. That as you put attention on different areas, then you come back around and put more attention on back on those areas, it gets easier and easier and easier to do to apply these things that we're talking about here today, or referring to, I should say, here today.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you at the next Vibe and Vitality. The exact date, my goodness, Kim, it is September uh,
Thursday, September 20.
18th at doors open at 6:45. September 18th, the third Thursday of the month. Studio 67 in Medford, New Jersey. Register to get your seat and prepare to have wonderful experiences, meet great people, try new things, and enhance your life. We can promise you that.